Welcome to Transmissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, we've got more looks at the just-revealed Origin Jazz and the upcoming Flame Toys Jazz action figures. We've also got prototype images of a new third-party Legends-scaled Beast Wars Rampage figure, and the toy leaks don't stop with the newly revealed Studio Series 86 Dinobot Snarl. Today is Wednesday, February 15th, 2023, and this is episode 525 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that is pleased to congratulate the
Kansas City Chiefs
on winning the Super Bowl. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going? Go team.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hey, how's it going? Let's talk Transformers.
As always, we start the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and keep the show going. We really appreciate it. And this week we're welcoming a new Donatreon, Craig. And Craig joined as a yearly goodie bag Donatreon. So Craig, you signed up for a whole year. Craig is a returning Donatreon, joined a couple years ago and is coming back. So Craig, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. And we hope you enjoy it.
Awesome. He's probably wanting
Welcome
that
back.
big botch. Get all those episodes.
Funny you should mention that, Jeremy, because we have 10 episodes.
What a segue.
It's almost like I knew it was coming.
Yes, so if you are a Donatron, you have access to all episodes of our bonus show, We Like Big Bots. That's done by Daryl and his partner in crime, Dr. Pants. They go through all the big bots that you love so well, or like. Maybe you just like them. You don't love them. It's okay. But yeah, we've got 10 episodes in the can of We Like Big Bots. They're all there on our Patreon page. So once you have access there, you can watch them all. Bots like Predaking, Devastator, Star Saber, or Victory Saber, I should say. Overlord, Six Shot. The biggest bots out there. We've got them, a few of them. We don't have them all. We've got a lot of them. Not all of them yet, but more are coming. Don't worry.
Yeah, we got more to come.
But yeah, we're on a little bit of a hiatus right now until Dr. Pants is able to come back on the show. But we'll be getting more soon. But for right now, you've got 10 episodes to watch, so check them out. But that's only if you are a Transmissions Donatron. So you got to sign up if you want to watch them. All right. Of course, this week we also have the latest episode of our Transformers live play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. This week we have episode 95, The Gravitas of Navitas. And this is available to everyone on our free feed, the Empire of Rust free feed. That's at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. So everyone can listen to this. We had the bonus version last week, so that's still on our Patreon page if you didn't get a chance to look at that. But if you are a Donatron, you have access to that. But now the regular episode is up for everyone. So if you're looking for the next installment in Empire of Rust, there it is. Okay, now let's jump into our toy talk, and we'll start off with quick hits.
All right, and this week we're going to start off with some more pictures of Origin Jazz that are being posted on Mark Mayer's Instagram account. And, I got to say, I trust this account a whole lot because this guy's the designer and he's going to transform this figure the way it's supposed to be. So, and pose it the way, it's supposed to be posed. And he knows the ins and outs of this figure because he made it. So there's some really great shots of it here with Origin Bumblebee as well. the two figures that go just perfectly together. And yeah, so it looks fantastic. What a great piece to have in your collection. You know, it looks really really good. Um, I've I never picked up Origin Bumblebee, but it's now moved pretty high up on my list. So yeah, I've got to find that because I want this pairing. Charles, you've got it. You know, is this one
I
you're getting?
do.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. This is definitely on my list. I will be looking, I will be scouring my target for Origin Jazz. I will not be paying con prices for Origin Jazz this time. I will hold out for seeing it at Target. Um, I will, yeah, I mean, Daryl, I could have helped you out last year because there was a rack of Origin Bumblebees at my local Target. I could have picked one up for you, but they're pretty much gone now. I think the stock
Yeah.
has kind of moved out. So
Yeah, it's a shame, but I'll find one eventually, I'm sure. But yeah,
yeah,
that's it. That's you know, this is really cool. This thing's it'll be coming out soon and be on the lookout for it. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, and
yep.
congrats again to Hasbro on not having it leaked.
Mhm.
And speaking of Mark, Evan, Ben, and Delaney, all from various aspects of the Hasbro Transformers team, were interviewed on the Mr. Allen in the World of Toys YouTube channel. This channel was unfamiliar to me, but it's good seeing them getting out and doing more interviews outside of the more structured confines of what we see them on their live streams and on the roundtables. So check this out if you want to learn more about them and the Transformers toy creation process. So
Yeah, it was a good, I watched the whole thing. It was a good interview. Mr. Allen asked a bunch of questions about their process and working with they talked about color matching, like getting when you get samples from the factory and trying to match the colors, and like how they collaborate, and how between the marketing and the design team, how they figure out which figures to put in the schedule. So it was a good fun interview.
nice.
Really informative too.
Cool. So yeah, we'll have a link in the show notes. Check that out.
All right, next up, if you're still hungry for more jazz, we've got the next Flame Toys action figure. So this is their high-end Kurokara Carry action figure. This is not transforming, but it is highly detailed, stylized action figure. Of course, that comes with a hefty price tag, $310. So I'm going to say for a lot of us, this is probably going to be a pass, but this does look like a very cool, jazz representation, and it should be out this October. So you can take a look for that. I wonder if they will do the model kit rather than the Kurokara Carry action figure line, and because those are usually a little bit more affordable, but we'll have to see. But yeah, the jazz love continues.
All right. And next up
Hold on, sorry, I clicked too eagerly. Okay.
all right. And next up we've got oh well, we didn't get away from the leaks. So we do have a leak that did make it out this past week, and it is Studio Series 86 Leader Class Snarl. Now this is really no surprise to anybody. We knew this thing was coming because they're finishing the Dinobots. This is in Leader Class, and it's going to be awesome. We just didn't really know what it looked like, and this was in a YouTube video that got posted, and then pretty quickly got taken down.
It got pulled down during the roundtable. Like as
Right.
we were on the roundtable, it got pulled down.
So it didn't it didn't get pulled down fast enough to stop all these screenshots from getting taken. But the person who posted it does have pictures with Snarl posted with all the rest of the Dinobots that have been released so far, and it looks fantastic. It's just a really great looking Snarl. I am very eager for this thing to come out. It's just it's a G1 Dinobot that's in leader class scale. It just looks really great. I don't know what else to say. I'm really excited for this thing. It looks marvelous, really does. So yeah, look forward to this one for sure.
All right, and we have, I guess this is another leak. It's in-hand images of Rise of the Beast mainline Voyager Rhinox, and this was via some collectors in Taiwan. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the names because I'll get it wrong, but this is one of our first really good looks at Rhinox from the movie. It's interesting. I do like to hear he still has a Gatling gun. So nice to see that. And we have some comparisons with the Kingdom version. And I can see a lot of similarities with things like the way the head looks, to kind of pay homage to the previous ones. But I do find it kind of odd with the Rhinox horns or tusks on the shoulder. The asymmetry just kind of throws me off a bit. But it looks like a pretty good figure, not such a big backpack. So, it looks really, really interesting. I'm tempted to pick up some of these movie line figures, and I'm not a big movie line collector. So,
color's kind of drab though. It seems like the movie line figures they're not putting a lot of colors in, like a lot of different.
Have you seen the movies? They don't put a lot of color in the movies. So
you're allowed to make the toys a little bit different. No,
I guess. I mean, this isn't Studio Series, so you don't have to be that accurate.
I want to see a purple rhino.
I mean, look at Kingdom Rhinox versus this Rhinox. Kingdom Rhinox has that nice the green accents with the gray. And it looks a little splashy there. I like it. I like the little color there.
Anyway, this is it's still looking interesting, and we'll wait to see more official pictures. I'm sure that the color balance on these pictures is not as good as what we'll get from the official PR images.
Well, it's February, so it must be time for another Masterpiece Starscream. We've got movie Masterpiece MPM 10R. I mean, I've lost count to the amount of movie Masterpiece or Masterpiece Starscreams there are at this point, but we're getting another one, and this is the Revenge of the Fallen Deco Masterpiece movie Starscream, and it's frankly, I can't really tell the difference between that one and the regular movie Masterpiece Starscream. There are some subtle differences. Obviously, you can, if you look real closely, you can see, but really, it's really quite similar. So if you're interested in one of these, it's here. But man, oh man, am I bored of this figure. It's such an ugly figure. Sorry about my hot take. I hate this figure. So ugly. The jet. Oh, sorry. The alt mode. The jet is sexy as hell. I'll give him that. But the robot mode. My lord, that's a disgusting figure. It's so gross.
It would be nice if he had a midsection.
Yeah. Come on. What the hell?
Looks more like a gorilla than Optimus Primal. Okay, our last quick hit is toy rumors. So leaks keep coming. We've got leaks about the exclusive Transformers coming in 2023. So these would all be like generation selects or store exclusives. So I think we mentioned the Predacon Antagony, so that would probably be a repaint of the Kingdom Inferno. We've got a deluxe TriggerCon Windsweeper. That looks like that's the Generation Selects figure. I don't know if that will what that will be a retool of. We've got a deluxe G1 Headmaster. Not sure what that could be for Generation Selects. A Fan Fest, which that's an open question. Then a Legacy Deluxe Medics, which is a Rescue Bots character. So that's interesting. And a movie, the Rise of the Beast movie Jungle Mission Pack, which could looks like will be including some Beast Wars characters, including the recently leaked Deluxe Cheetor. So that's interesting. Those are still rumors, though, so take these all with a grain of salt. But then we've also got information about next year's line, and this is even in addition to some of the Space Bridge offers that came out in the fan stream last week. This is stuff that wasn't even mentioned. So we've got like core class characters, core Energon Megatron, a Beast Wars Tasmanian Kid. So that's like the Japanese Beast Wars line getting into the Legacy universe. A deluxe animated Bumblebee, so that's cool. Getting more animated characters. A Rescue Bot Chase, a Windblade, a Cyberverse Windblade specifically, a G1 Gears, a G1 Sure Shot, which would complete the Autobot Target Masters, because we did have Crosshairs and Point Blank already have been released in previous lines. But so now we'll have Sure Shot. Hopefully Sure Shot will come with his Target Master. And then also Cyberverse Chromia. And then a couple of ones that I'm not sure. There's Rock 1 and Rock 2. A core Rock 1 and then a deluxe Rock 1 and Rock 2. So I'm not
obviously
really
we're getting Rock Lords.
Obviously.
Maybe. Hey, anything's possible. But and some of these, in addition to some of these figures, or all these figures have the name Uni. So currently
Universe.
well, it could be Universe, but it could currently the Legacy is Evo
Unitard.
Fusion.
Unitard.
Well, currently it's Legacy Evo Fusion, so they're all Legacy Evo in their codes, and this is Legacy Uni. Could be Unicron battles. I don't know.
Unicorn.
I don't know. Unicorn battles.
Yeah, they're all going to be coming with a little My Little Pony unicorn figure.
I think it has a better chance of being Unitard.
Yeah, so we don't have any pictures of these, but these are all the leaks taken from toy listings. So of course, stay tuned. We'll probably hear more towards the end of this year about what's coming next year. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the leaks keep coming, even though Hasbro tries their best to get ahead of them. But they're those toy listings, those pesky toy listings, still are out there, and fans, fans who have access to those internal store systems will happily publish them. So
they can't stop fans from working at places.
Yeah. So that's all our quick hits. Let's move on to our main discussion topic.
Okay, and our discussion topic this week is about Iron Romance Workshop. The IRS-01 Bloody Azura. It's a Legend scale Samurai Beast Wars Rampage, and we have a color prototype of it. So this is a brand new company coming to the table with a brand new figure, and it's a Legend scale Beast Wars figure. So in Legend scale, it's something that we really don't see very much. I mean, there is I that one company that's doing Beast Wars figures in Legend scale, and I cannot seem to remember the name. They produce like one figure a year or something like that. It's a pretty small company, but Rampage is a pretty awesome character in Beast Wars. I particularly like the toy. He's huge, so a Legend scale version of him would be quite different, but and samurai version to boot. But yeah, let's go over to the guys who know the fiction behind this a little bit more. Charles, what are your thoughts on this? This thing looks a little crazy, right?
Yeah, it definitely looks very cool. I did have the original Beast Wars Rampage. That was another toy that my brother had as a kid, and I inherited it. And one of the cool things about Rampage is that he's a triple changer. He turns, in addition to the crab mode, he has a tank mode, and there's actual tank treads inside the pincers. Well, there's actual rubber tank treads inside the pincers that you can wrap around his body to make him, look like a real tank, a crab tank.
Right.
Yeah. But it's still a cool little gimmick in the toy. It doesn't look like they're repeating that in this figure, but it does. I do like the look of this crab, the crab mode, and the fact that all the legs are then arms in robot mode, and that he's got basically 6 arms. That's cool. And then it looks like the arms are also removable, so, or at least fold upable. I don't know if they're just all behind his back there. But it's a interesting take on Rampage, and modeling him after a samurai, and so giving him the kind of a little bit more stylized look. It's a cool figure. It's interesting, and I would like to see this in hand. So yeah, maybe if we see this at a TFCon, I'll take a look at it. I don't know if I pick it up, but it's definitely a cool little looking figure.
That Beast Wars or Beast Mode head on the junk is a little off-putting for me. It's especially facing right forward like that. It's Jeremy, now that I've put that mental picture in your eye, and then you can look at the actual screen and see it. What are your thoughts on this Legend scale Samurai Rampage?
I mean, yeah, outside of the head in the midsection, I think it looks really cool. The head, just, I mean, even besides the placement, just the detail on the head just shows you how grotesque a crab head actually is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're not taking inspiration from the animation; they're taking inspiration from the actual animal, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I think it looks really cool. I do like that the arms are, like you said, either removable or able to be hidden, so you can have a 2-armed version of the robot mode if you don't want the 6. I mean, it looks cool either way, but if you want to be accurate to the show, he only had the 2. But this looks really cool. It's not something that I would normally go for, but I like the way it looks. I like the accessories it comes with. But that head on the junk is a big downside, in my opinion. I mean, that's not something I would really want to have on my shelf for people to see. If that's removable and he just has kind of a belt or something, I think that'd be better. But I mean, the alt mode also looks fantastic, though. So
just display him in alt mode; it'll be fine.
There we go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You almost rhymed there. Did you realize that?
No.
You said they took their inspiration from the They didn't take their inspiration from the animation. They took it from the crustacean.
Yeah, I guess I should have.
Yes.
Rhyme
Very good here.
My specialty.
This is a wild thing. It'd be interesting to find out whether this is another company. Like if this is, we know that Iron Factory is doing their samurai line. It'd be interesting to find out that this is actually Iron Factory, and they're pushing all of their samurai stuff into this company, this Iron Romance Workshop. Still got the word iron in it. So, maybe it's them under, another name. But probably not. But Legend Scale is really starting to, really compete like almost on the same level as Masterpiece Scale at this point.
I mean, we say this every time. It's amazing what they're able to do at the scale these days.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I like how each hand has a different pose. Like each hand has a different kind of gesture.
I think this thing comes with removable hands because there's some of them that have like different kind of like poses and stuff. So if you look at through the pictures, there's a bunch of different hands. This thing's got to come with tons of different hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have some of the different like martial art moves.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right on.
All right, well, that's all our toy talk. So let's move on to trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right, Trips to the Store is powered by our friends at TeePublic. So check out our store, transmissionspodcast.com/shop. That's where you can get all our merchandise at TeePublic, cool shirts, sweatshirts, other merchandise with Transmissions artwork and logos on them. Of course, if you want to buy anything else from TeePublic, you can still go through our link, transmissionspodcast.com/shop, and that helps us out. So give us a referral. And, it kicks a little back to our way to help out the show. I don't think there are any sales going on this week, but you can always, take a look at TeePublic. They are frequently running 35% off sales at teepublic.com. So if you go through our link, you still get that sale price and you help out Transmission. So just remember, don't go to teepublic.com, go to transmissionspodcast.com/shop. All right, let's show off the stuff we got this week, and we're starting it off with Daryl.
That's what happens when you miss a week.
Yeah, you'd think I would have bought something while I was away, but I didn't. So I'm just showing off something I've shown before, but I figured since there's been a lot of talk about this character in the last little while, why not show its original incarnation? This is G1.5, I guess. This is Skyquake. This is an original Euro G1 figure. And he may have come out in Canada. I'd have to look that up. But yeah, he's definitely a little bit more rare. He's got a lot of gold plastic on him. You can see, there's a lot of it up on the top too. So lots of that there. He's got like crazy amounts of missiles that if you spin these turrets at the back here, they just kind of drop because he's a bomber. So that, it's play value. These missiles get lost pretty easily. And he does have a gun that he will hold in his hand, but because the gun is made out of gold plastic, it breaks very easily. So it's not with him. It's back in the cabinet behind me here. But it's the same gun that the Predator jets use as well. So if you were missing a gun, it's actually a fairly common gun to get, but because it's made out of gold plastic, it's actually kind of expensive. But there are lots of them out there, but most of them are broken. So yeah, this is the original G1 Skyquake. It's getting to be pretty valuable these days, from what I understand. So yeah, pretty cool figure, and I should probably get it transformed into jet mode and put it back in a really safe spot, because if it usually sits right about there on the shelf, and it's been in robot mode for a while. So if it took a tumble off the jet or took a tumble off the shelf, I'd need another one because it wouldn't last. It wouldn't survive. But yeah, Skyquake.
Cool. All right, Jeremy, you're up next.
Right. Well, I have a couple old things that I've shown off before, but I also have a new non-transformer thing that I'm going to show off because it came in today and I was excited to finally get it.
Daryl disapproves.
I don't care. Daryl missed last week, so
Why didn't you show it off then?
it came today in the mail. So I have been a longtime DC Universe subscriber since before HBO Max. It turned into HBO Max and moved to a comic thing, but they have now the DC Universe
I got
Ultimate.
comics too.
Was it DC Universe Infinite Ultimate or Ultra, or I can't remember. But it's a
Doesn't matter.
stupid long name. But one of the perks was you get a free physical comic, and they finally have gotten around to shipping it. And I was thinking it was just the recent Death of Superman kind of tribute book they did. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't read, but it is actually a new 30th anniversary Death of Superman that is a nice big collection, and this thing is really nice. To compare it with the version that I got in high school, it's much bigger printing. This has, I think it has the Funeral for a Friend stuff in it. If not, it has
Your
bunch of
eyes are older now.
that too. So I appreciate the bigger printing. Lots of extra bonus art that is just absolutely fantastic. So I'm very happy to have that. It's a story that I reread at least once a year. But in terms of what Transformers stuff I wanted to show off, this is something that I think when I was talking about it recently, Daryl was kind of worried that I was actually getting it out because he was like, this thing has gotten up in value too. So I'm still showing it off. This is my Sam's Club. I guess it's Universe technically, Optimus Prime. It's the RID 2001 Optimus Prime, but in yellow, except apparently this back metal piece they only did in the red. But it's still a good figure. The rubber on the tires actually is not broken.
Don't touch it.
And I'm very, very surprised at that. But this is going to go in a safe part of my shelf where my kid can't reach it. But I love this figure. There is some yellowing, I think, on the white pieces.
The whole thing is yellow.
Well, the white pieces in the legs. It looks a little yellowed, but I did sell the Ultra Magnus years ago at a TFCon, and I regret that now. But at the time, it funded another purchase. The other things I was going to show off. I was pulling out some things, and I ran across my Battle in Space set, Reveal the Shield, Hot Rod, and Cyclonus. These they do have working rub signs, although it requires a little bit more work than classic rub signs. I think maybe that technology is the lost art. But I haven't transformed these since pulling them out. They were already in robot mode, but I remember them being very fun toys for the time. We have much better versions of both of these characters in modern releases, but this was still, I think this was my first time getting both of these characters when I got it, like 8 years ago or whenever. But they're great. So I'm just like slowly pulling things out of bins to populate behind me, and these were next up.
Cool. All right, I will wrap things up. So I wanted to show, these are a couple of things I'd shown before, and we just talked about Origin Jazz, and I do have Origin Bumblebee. I also have War for Cybertron Bumblebee and Goldbug. So here's the evolution of Bumblebee. We've got Origin Bumblebee, then VW Bug Bumblebee, and Goldbug. So it's nice to see them all side by side. They're all about the same size. I mean, Goldbug and Bumblebee, of course, are basically the same figure. But Origin Bumblebee stands about the same and even has kind of a similar backpack on the back. So it's interesting how these figures came out. And he's got a rocket pack too, but the backpack there. And then Goldbug, you can see the kind of gold tinting compared to regular Bumblebee, and then the different head. So yeah, so I like just seeing these three figures together. It's a lot of Bumblebees, but they all look pretty cool. So, and I also have one more thing to show, and this thing is actually not for me. It's for Daryl, because I found a Walgreens Red Alert, Kingdom Red Alert. And so this will be, if I don't get it to him before, then I'll probably be handing it to him at TFCon Toronto, but maybe I'll be able to get it to him before then. But Kingdom Red Alert for Daryl.
Thank you very much.
It'll get there, Daryl. We'll get it to you soon. Soon.
It's okay. I can wait. I'll have to find a spot for it.
And yeah, I mean, this is, of course, Daryl got me that Minerva a couple weeks ago, so I had to return the favor.
Just getting each other the healthcare related figures.
Yep.
Well, Daryl's got free healthcare, so.
Oh yeah.
I pay in other ways.
Well, yeah, it's tax supported. You pay your taxes, so
That's right.
It's a sensible way to do healthcare, America. Anyway. That's what I got. So that'll do it for this week's Trips to the Store.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
All right, next we got convention news.
All right. First up, we have TFCon Los Angeles, which is coming up in less than a month now. They have announced that Stan Bush is going to be there. Stan Bush needs no real introduction if you have listened to the 86 movie soundtrack at all. I mean, he's like most of that soundtrack, really. I mean, maybe not most, but the premiere songs. So he's going to be there. He's going to have an autograph session, and doesn't say anything about a concert, so probably not. But he's always great to talk to at cons. I would definitely recommend going and meeting him if you're going to be at the show. We also have these plush vinyl toys from Paralyzing Toys. These are Devastator, Omega Supreme, Shatterglass Soundwave, and Blaster, and they were available at Wonder Festival 2023. That was February 12th in Japan. Wonder Festival, I don't know if we've talked about it in a while because of the pandemic, but it's a one-day show in Japan, so these are likely not going to be available anywhere else. But these are just, looks like flexible, soft toys, kind of, I don't know, they're just, I guess, desk toys, essentially. I mean, not really much you can do with them. They don't transform or anything, but it's nice to see, things like this are still happening at shows, and the Wonderfest is still happening.
All right, well, that's all our convention news, and that takes us to the end of this episode of Transmissions. So as always, at the end of the show, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatrons. We thank them for all their support. They contribute to the Patreon at our highest level, which is why we give them a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to John 4x11 Good and Demon Tech 82. You guys are awesome. And of course, we can't get out of here without mentioning our friends at toyhacks.com. We still have our promo code at toyhacks.com, TM1234, and that will save you 50% off entire order at toyhacks.com. It can be used multiple times, as many times as you like, and can be used on anything as long as you order it from toyhacks.com. Cannot be combined with other promo codes, but can be used with your Robo points. So make sure you take a look at that and save 15% off your order at toyhacks.com. TM1234. All right. That's it for this episode of Transmissions. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.